I've gotten an exceptionally small amount of sleep between yesterday and today, and I know that when the day ends, I'm going to feel the after effects of that very little amount of sleep. But it is what it is because it's Friday. I still have work to do, unfortunately. I'm on my way to work. I'm running late to work, but I did a lot for work this week and out of work. So I know that that's not something that an employer ever cares about, like, but in my life, I tend to think about everything that I've done in totality. Because there was a time when I used to really internalize mistakes or shortcomings, and then you throw in a where your management default is to remind you of those shortcomings. And if you're someone who already does the internalization thing like me, you would sit here and loop over and over again, why do I suck? Why am I not better at what I do? Why couldn't I have done more? Why could I not have chopped down that mistake? But now I think of myself more as an overall whole. If I have a 5-day work week, I get there late one day. I think about all the things that I've done for this week. All the things that I've done for people, all the things that I've done for my company, and all the things that I've done for myself. And I'm like, overall, I did great this week. Did I have a perfect week? No. Are there things that I could have done better? Always. But I'm not mad at myself. So I'm not going to beat myself up about it. And I'm not going to internalize any external attempts from anyone to drag me down. Okay, let's get to these comments. Lewis, have a good day. All right. Hi, Vicky. Anyways, I can't see the comments too well, so I might not be able to read too much. But just to get into it, I woke up at my standard 3 a.m. yesterday, 2 to 3 a.m. And I woke up to discover that Ava is the HOH, and I said, yes. Because if you remember yesterday, I think somebody asked me in the comment section, maybe it was Jacob. I think it was Jacob asked me, who are the people that I would want to see win HOH? I said Rachel, and I said if not Rachel, Ava, and if not Ava, Will. So somebody heard me out there, and I see the picture pop up, and Ava is the person who won the HOH competition. And I said, thank you. Because this is the reason why I wanted an Ava to win. It's not even because I knew the selections. It was because Ava is an enigma. Ava is liked by everybody in the house. Everyone loves Ava. Nobody specifically gunning for Ava. So, essentially winning an HOH takes her out of the floater conversation and gives us an interesting scenario where we don't know what somebody is going to do. So I woke up probably very shortly after the HOH comp finished, and they were just in the HOH room. She reads her letter, she starts explaining the picture. Normally this is a whole night, like at least an hour at least, where they're like, this is this person and this is that. She read her letter from her boyfriend. She showed, there was a few pictures, and she was saying this is from here. It had to be within 10 to 15 minutes, except for Rachel. So she kicks everyone out of the HOH room so she can have her alone time in the HOH room. I ain't mad at her. She doesn't care about the whole politics thing of like, I'm gonna let you stay in my room all night, lay on my bed, take the first shower, like I'm not mad at that whatsoever. So She talks to Rachel. She's excited because remember, Rachel and her made a final two. And obviously, she trusts Rachel. So this final two is a legitimate final two because that's the first person that she talked to in that HOH room. And the only person that she talked to about game in the HOH room on the first night, which is big. So she basically tells Rachel, I'm not going to put up a woman. And she says that my three selections that I want to put up are Zach, Vince, and Keanu. Which, cool. She said, I'm not going to put up a woman. She said that might not even be the best thing for my game, but that's just a personal thing that I want to adhere to. And I was like, cool, that's kind of interesting. Zach hasn't been on the block. And Vince hasn't. Vince has not been on the block. So, like, the floaters. This is a week of like floaters doing things, because she's kind of a floater. So like a floater wins HOH and puts two other floaters on the block theoretically, unless she changes her mind between last night and today. But that's what it seemed like she was gonna do. And then she was talking about potential renoms, and then she was saying this part is probably still being worked out, but she was saying like maybe she could convince Riley to do a renom to save Catherine from having to go up. Or she talked about potentially putting up Catherine, but that was interesting. And, the conversation with Rachel was relatively short also, maybe like 10 minutes in itself. And then Rachel was like, well, I'm going to leave you to enjoy your HOH room. So I was under the assumption that she was in agreement with what Ava was doing. But Rachel, I've learned, because like I said, I didn't watch Big Brother back then. I've learned that at this modern day Rachel, I don't know how she was before, but she's kind of a people expert, like Cirie. And I know that when people hear me put her name and Cirie's name in the same sentence, it might be weird, but it's like they have different approaches. Oh, goodness. They have different approaches. Sorry, y'all. I just realized I left something on my car. They have different approaches to the game, but they are both effective in their own ways. They're both effective in their own ways. Yeah, but the Rachel comparison is like, Rachel has gotten really good at reading people, and she's leaned on the relationship aspect, because you come into a house like this and everybody knows that you've been on there twice and won once. So even if they don't know Big Brother, even if they're not a super fan, they know who you are, and they know that you won before, and they're scared automatically. It's like, this lady is scary. Hold on one moment. Whew. I was about to have a heart attack. Not literally. I was looking for my smartwatch, and I was like, I thought that I had it. I thought that I had it in my hand. Then as I was driving, I saw something like flapping on my car. I was like, oh my goodness, my smartwatch is on my windshield. Lord help me. Anyways, all's well that ends well. But if that had flown off my car, that would have ruined my life. Not to be dramatic or anything, But that would have ruined my life. That would have ruined my day. Because I had something like that happen before. Not that exact thing, but what happened was I was running and I had just gotten like earbuds for the first time, and I was running this course that was around a lake, and one of the earbuds fell out of my ear and ended up in the lake. And this would have been even more dramatic because I was able to find a way to get my money back. Just leave it at that. But in this case, I would not have gotten this watch back or money back. Okay, so yeah, so those are the 3 people. I'm not mad at the 3 people, except for the Keanu pick. Not because I don't want Keanu on the block, but y'all have tried this play every week, basically. So realize at this point that the guy is just backdoor him. Just try to backdoor him. Make him the replacement Nam, you know? He keeps winning. So don't give him 2 chances to get off. How about that? So then Rachel leaves the room and she goes to talk to Ashley, and Ashley and her are discussing what Ava said, and then Rachel is like, it's not good for either of our games if Keanu goes home, because I guess they feel like of the options of the people who can win comps, which they're looking at these middle people. They're looking at Keanu, they're looking at Zach, they're looking at Vinny. They're like, out of the bunch, because they know that Riley's not going to be working with them. So out of the bunch, and Kelly's not going to work with them. So they're like, Keanu might be the best choice. Crazy enough that she's saying that, as in Rachel and Ashley are both saying that. So they want to find a way to work it into Ava's head as an option, not to put Keanu on the block. But they don't want, and Rachel said she doesn't want her feeling like her choice is getting made for her, whatever. And then Ashley, so they were having a conversation about Mickey also, and then Rachel was like, Mickey loves you, like, regardless of you guys not agreeing about everything in the game, like, Mickey loves you. And Ashley was like, I think she loves me as a person, but game-wise, there's a rift, basically, she was saying. And she was telling Rachel about the conversation that she had with Mickey, where they were arguing a little bit, and the whole thing about Mickey saying she felt unsupported with the Jimmy thing, etc. And then there was another thing, it just slipped my mind, with Mickey. Oh yeah, and then Ashley was talking about, I messed up by doing that vote for Jimmy to stay. And then Rachel was like, oh, we could just pin that on Vinny. And I was like, that is smart. The employed outsmarting the unemployed. Let's see. I think I said hi to Vicky already. Hi, Charissa. Yes, Ava's HOH. Rachel has evolved. You need to check the group chat when you get a chance. That sounds like a work message. She has Vicky. I have been shocked. I've liked her this season. Sir, there is nowhere to go around me, so looks like you're gonna have to come back where you were. That's funny. I love when people try to go around me. Okay. Reset. I think Ava needs to put someone else before Keanu. But other than that, yeah, that's the same thing I was saying. Okay, shutting it down. Like, comment,